on, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by as ever. So we're in the middle of another international break, and I just wanted to have a quick conversation with you just in terms of how I feel, how the season's gone so far, and kind of where we're at and how everything's working as a team, really, so far. So quick thing first, if you are new to the channel and you are watching me for the first time, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, leave comments as well. Your own opinions are always welcome. Any questions or anything that you want to add is great. And if you could share the video for me as well, that would be really appreciated. So thank you very much for that. So looking on at the moment, we are 11 games into the season. In terms of how we're currently sitting at the moment, obviously, as everybody knows, but just to kind of give it as to where we are. 1-5, drawn 4, lost 2. We've scored 17 and we have conceded 11. So we've got a goal difference of 6, and that puts us on 19 points so far, which actually leaves us in 5th position by virtue of goal difference. So that's where we are at the moment. And I think if anybody had asked us where we thought we might be by the time the second international break comes around, I think everybody would say the same thing, that to be where we are is actually quite good. And I think Farke has done an absolutely phenomenal job with the squad, with how they are at the moment, with the way things have gone, particularly summer and the first kind of couple of weeks of the season. I think what's been really, really good to see has been the actual progression of the squad, the progression of the team, and just how they've kind of moved forwards really, really well. It's been nice to see certain signings do very, very well so far. It's been nice to see some of the homegrown talent. Archie Gray is a prime example of just absolutely taking to playing first-team football consistently like nobody's business, just like a duck to water is the best way of explaining it. I have been very, very impressed with his maturity. I've been very, very impressed with his strength, with his ability, and just his overall play. Point in fact, the last game before the international break, he had to play it right back, and it looked like he was born to play it right back. All the time he's been playing centre midfield with Ampadu, and it just looks like he's been born to play that position. He has that, and I've mentioned it before, but he has that really unique knack and ability of being able to get himself out of maybe a slightly sticky situation and not get himself caught. And it's been very, very good to see. I've been very impressed with it. Ampadu has been absolutely phenomenal. His overall performances have just been brilliant. And again, he has this very, very unique knack of being able to break up play. And just when you think he might have overrun it, it turns out that he hasn't, and he's got his go-go gadget legs on, and he's able to stretch it out and do really well. So I've been overall very, very impressed. Rodon has been, again, brilliant. Rodon and Struijk, that partnership has been really, really good. Been impressed with that, happy with how that's gone. So far, he is a very, very capable defender, without a shadow of a doubt. Really brings out the best in Struijk as well, I feel. And you can just see that their understanding and their partnership, their trust in each other, which is very, very important for a central defensive pairing, has been very, very good. So again, great. I'm very, very happy with where it is. Byram at left back, he could end up being the player of the season. I just think just that astute of a signing. He just looks like he's never not been at Leeds for all the years that he's been away. I was pleased to see him get a goal. Just overall, very, very happy with the left back. Right back, Spence, unfortunately, has been injured, so it's been ailing. Without being too harsh on Bill, I think he's probably been the weak point out of everybody that's played in the defence. And yeah, I don't want to bash him because he is a good player. He's been a great servant for us. He's been phenomenal, and he gives us that strength in depth that we actually need. And I do feel that once Spence is sorted out, it'll be Spence that'll be playing right back and not Ayling, and that position will be covered quite nicely. Then midfield-wise, obviously Ampadu I've touched on. Gray I've touched on as well. I think Kamara has been fantastic. He looks settled. He looks strong. He looks dependable. Again, another very, very astute signing. I think, for me, the depth that we now have with Gruev and Kamara within that central midfield pairing is very, very strong. Left-hand side of attack, we've got Somerville. Right-hand side of attack, we've got Dan James. Dan James has been assist king. He can be infuriating at times, but he does produce. And you can forgive the infuriatingness when he does produce. It's that simple. Left-hand side, Somerville, or right-hand side, depending on how the switch is moving and how it's being played. Somerville, I think I'm right in saying on some of the stats that I've looked from a statistical point of view. Let me just have another quick look. Who is our number one player? Yeah, it's Somerville. He has an overall rating of 7.44 on whoscored.com in terms of his overall, what he's done. So, appearances wise, minutes played, goals scored, assists, yellow cards, red cards, shots per goal. He's averaging 3.5. His pass percentage is 82% so far at the moment. His aerials are 0.3. We don't need to go into that one. That's absolutely fine. And he's got 3 Man in the Match awards as well so far this season overall in terms of for whoscored.com. And it is interesting when you look at Leeds as a whole in terms of where they are. So in 11 championship games, 17 goals, shots per goal, we're averaging 16.1 shots per goal. 18 yellow cards, 1 red card. Possession-wise, we're working out, or we're just at around about 56.6, so 57% possession pretty much every game that we're playing. Our pass percentage is 83.2 overall. Aerial duels, 16 aerial duels are won per game. I think that's quite good. And our overall rating is about 6.7 or about 6.8. So in terms of when you factor that into the league position, it's actually kind of bearing itself out quite nicely. I'm not one to go absolutely nutty on those types of stats because it's just, there's a lot there to talk about and a lot there to take in. But overall, good so far. And then Pirro, players-wise, going back to the players, been impressed with him so far. He has a tendency to drift in and out of games, but he scores goals, so you can forgive him that pretty much. Rutter has been, for me, the arc of redemption for Rutter has been phenomenal this season so far. It's almost like he is a cheat code in this league. The stuff that he's doing on the ball, the way that he's playing has just been fantastic. His strength, his trickery, his ability to set up other players has been phenomenal to watch so far. We've obviously got Nonto to come back from injury as well, and that's just another string to the bow of where we are. Overall, I'm very, very pleased with where we're at. We could have really gone into the abyss, I think, in terms of how we're playing at the moment and what we're doing, because it's always a big hangover when it comes from being relegated and stepping up to the plate and putting right the things that you've put wrong. And I have to say, the players that have stayed this season, if we get promoted this season, then I do feel that they'll put a lot right that they actually put wrong. Meslier as well, I've not even talked about Meslier. He's not been too bad. He's been okay so far. There was a couple of times where he was punching, I think in the last game, where he was punching free kicks out where he could have caught them, and he's been a bit flappy, but other than that, he's been okay. He's not been too bad. So Carl Darlow was probably wondering why he actually signed, but I think if we're all pretty much honest, if Meslier staying, then Darlow was always going to be backup, I think. So first 11 games in, we're in the top 6 quite nicely. We just need to keep it up. And in terms of the run of games that we've got coming up next, I'm just trying to think. Let me see. Fixtures. We've got Norwich is the next game that we've got to play. And then we've got... Just trying to think. Let's see. We've got Norwich away, Stoke at home, Norwich away, Stoke away, Huddersfield at home, And then it's the big game against Leicester away. And then we've got Plymouth at home. And then Rotherham United away. That's kind of like the next, from where we're at the moment, that's the next group of months games. So quite an important, and Swansea as well, sorry, I should say, towards the end of November before we hit the really difficult December run. So it'll be interesting to see in terms of points-wise that we should get there. Should beat Norwich. We should beat Stoke. We should beat Huddersfield. Leicester will be a tough game. Plymouth, there's some decent points up there for grabs, I think, so we should be able to do quite well. So that's going to do it for this one. I just wanted to do a little kind of mini review of where we're at, 11 games in, and how I feel about the season so far. And prediction-wise, I think we will be, as long as it doesn't fall away hugely, and injuries permitting. I mean, we've got the squad depth now, so that's fine. I would like to see us stay in the top 5 and challenge for top 2. I can't see Leicester doing this for the entire season, as good as what they have been. That there will come a moment where they have a little bit of a wobble. I could be completely wrong, but again, this is just my opinion. There could come a point where they have a little bit of a wobble, and then it's just a case of seeing whether or not we're in and around it to take advantage of it. But we have to continue doing what we're doing. We have to keep playing the way that we're playing, and hopefully it will continue. But at the moment, I'm perfectly happy. Let me know how you're feeling about the team so far in the comment section down below. Your thoughts, players, all of that kind of stuff. Be interesting to see what people's opinions are. That's going to do it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, click the like button. If you're new to the channel, as I said earlier, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video if you can. Really would appreciate it. And we will see you on the next one. Take care. Thank you.